Hey everybody, how you doing? Uncle Bruce here from Stock Markets with Bruce. Welcome to the channel. We're trying to follow the markets in plain English and figure out what's going on. Do the best with what's happening out there. It is Friday, July the 14th, 2023. Welcome to the middle of July already. It's incredible. Option expiry today, so lots of options are coming up. We could have quite a bit of volatility in the market, kind of typical, not to be underestimated. We're up 170 points on the Dow here, 0.49. Let's call it 0.5% higher so far in the pre-market. We're up 7 on S&P, 10 on Nasdaq. They aren't near as good. The Nasdaq is up 0.06 of a percentage point, but it had an okay day yesterday. It's had a good week. Crude oil down 14 cents a barrel, $76.75 for a barrel of crude. Keeping an eye on a number of stories. The big one this morning that has been dominating the financial markets for probably the last hour and a half, the earnings of some of the banks have started to come out. JP Morgan led the way, always do lead the way. They're usually one of the first to report every quarter. They came out with phenomenal numbers. Wells Fargo has come out. Citigroup has come out. The winner this morning by far is JP Morgan, one of the biggest banks in the world. They had a 34% increase in their second quarter revenue. Gross revenue, not profit, but gross revenue, $41.3 billion in revenue in 90 days, the second quarter of this year. Net profit for the second quarter only, $14.4 billion, an increase of 67% over last year's run numbers. Phenomenal returns. They took over Silicon Valley Bank in the second quarter with the aid and assistance of the U.S. government through the Federal Reserve and Treasury. And it guaranteed JP Morgan, the moment they made that move, they guaranteed themselves a lovely little gain. They gained at least $1.5 billion in equity making this move. They're very happy. They're paying interest to their depositors, generally speaking, on average, 1%. They're paying 1% on money that comes into their deposits, and they lend it out to businesses, credit card holders, you name it. They're getting 7-8% interest on 1% money. If you can't make money with a 6-7% spread on deposits, you don't deserve to be a bank. Let's just get cut to the quick. These guys are making unbelievable cash flow, unbelievable profits. Half of their profits are coming, or half of their sales are coming from the loan revenues. The other half of their profits and revenues are coming from banking services, being consultants, negotiating deals, putting together bond deals, mergers and acquisitions, you name it. And I think the rest of the year is going to be just as juicy for these guys going forward. Interest rates are only going to go higher, another 0.5 point maybe in the U.S. Deposit rates, these guys are basically saying, look, you're terrified of putting money into a regional bank because it might go under. By the way, we're going to buy that regional bank. Well, then bring it to us. It's safe here. And you can keep it with us and it'll be safe here, but we'll only give you 1% interest on it. Where at SoFi, if you want to put money into SoFi's bank, your checking account or your savings account, you'll get much higher interest rates, upwards of 4+%, and it's guaranteed for individuals up to $2 million an account. I don't think there's anything wrong with that deal. I think there's a lot right with that deal. So what I'm happy to see, actually, is I like it when U.S. banks make money because they are risk takers as opposed to Canadian banks that aren't as risky or risk, they're much more risk averse. I like seeing big U.S. banks make dough because they can have big losses if they screw things up. They're too big to fail, so they're not going to die. But nonetheless, if JP Morgan can make a ton of money, SoFi can make even more because SoFi is giving the investor and depositor what they want. They're giving their depositors an interest rate that's competitive with a T-bill. You buy a 10-year treasury note right now from the United States government, the US government is only going to give you something like a measly 3.78% for a 10-year. That's all you're going to get. A 2-year, you're not getting 5% anymore. You're down to like probably 4.5 or something like that. It's off. And so you're not going to get any serious money off of the U.S. government. And remember, inflation, although it's lightened up a bit, we're still talking 3 to 5% officially, somewhere in that range. But in your home, in your hometown, wherever you live, what your cost of living really is, how high it really has gone. There are no Americans and Canadians and Brits and Germans and Europeans who have 3 to 5% inflation in their lives. None of us have that. No way. 8, 12, 15% is what it really is in the real world. And you're getting 1% interest from these major institutions. That's what they think of their depositors. And why should they pay more if they don't have to? I mean, look, if you're JP Morgan and businesses come waltzing through your front door and little old ladies and little old middle class people show up with $20,000, $100,000, $1 million. They wanted to shift it from one institution to their institution and are willing to accept nothing for their money compared to inflation. They're going to lose money compared to inflation. Why shouldn't JP Morgan take your dough? Why shouldn't they turn around and issue a loan to small businesses, medium businesses, large businesses? Why shouldn't they get involved in mergers and acquisitions and all kinds of deals and help fund business and take 6%, 8%, 10% fees, 15% consulting fees? Why shouldn't they do that? This is America. This is free enterprise. This is great stuff. And of course, don't forget, this bank is making nothing but money. And who's the president of the United States? Joe Biden. Incredible. The Joe Biden presidency is allowing JP Morgan to make nothing but gobs of money. That's a pretty good business president, if you're going to ask me. Man, you'd think that a Democrat in the White House, you'd have nothing but a disaster in the earnings category for corporate America. And yet, wow, record profits. It's amazing. Anyway, there you go. The greatest president in the world is running the White House, and JP Morgan is saying, yeah, we're making nothing but money. There you go. Pay 1% and charge 7 or 8. I like this game. SoFi, I think, is going to be an incredible winner. We come up here in about a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks from now, we'll have the earnings for SoFi. Student loan or no student loan doesn't make a damn bit of difference. SoFi is making a ton of money right now, growing a ton of clients, and deposits, I am certain, are skyrocketing into SoFi's accounts. But, $2 million protection per account and getting over 4% interest on your money, that will attract capital. All right, well, we'll see how that plays out. What else is going on out there? Lots of talk about what interest rates are going to do or not going to do. I've talked about this all week long. Won't bore you with any more of that. Europe is in a recession. I won't bore you with that. Problems in Nigeria. I don't want to bore you with this, but apparently this morning Nigeria declared a state of emergency because of food prices. I think there's another reason Nigeria has declared a state of emergency. The president of the country is kind of doing an end around power grab, and he's arrested his central banker, and they put him in jail for a couple of weeks, but didn't charge him with anything. And then finally they charged him with something because the Supreme Court of Nigeria said, you can't just arrest a guy without charging him for something. And, he is the head of the bank of the country. So, okay, we'll charge him with something. And so they've charged him with some kind of a crime. I have no idea what's going on over there. The problem for Nigeria and for us is that a country like Nigeria generally doesn't have a direct impact on us unless you get these emails where people are saying to you, hey, send me $50,000 and I'll send you $50 million because, we're doing bank transfers and we need someone to help us out with. If you're doing that kind of business, God bless you. That's what Nigeria has been famous for. Scam after scam after scam. But what's happening here is we're talking about a country of hundreds of millions of people, hundreds of millions of people. And if they become hungry, you're going to have a mass exodus, whether you like it or not. And these folks are going to spread out anywhere and any way they can. The well-to-do of Nigeria will be fine. They don't have to go anywhere. They don't have to flee the country or anything like that. But the middle class and below, there will be a massive exodus of people elsewhere. And then the poor of the poor, we will not likely see what happens to them because there will be media restrictions as to the kind of pictures that will be allowed to be taken and exported from that country. But it's bad news. And if it's bad news in Nigeria, how bad is it in Ethiopia, in Sudan, North Sudan, South Sudan, just everywhere, Somalia? How bad is it? And how bad is it going to be? This spreads and will be worse and worse and worse. And we're talking about the possibility of 2 billion people having food problems. This isn't good. This causes inconveniences for well-to-do countries, and it spreads, and it'll affect us sooner or later. It all does. Don't want to make it a downer, and I don't want to be too out there, but I see these headlines and I don't ignore them. I go, yeah, there's problems out there. This Ukrainian war thing. There's no way that Ukraine will be admitted into NATO right now, because if that were to happen, the United States would have to put troops into Ukraine to help defend the country from foreign invaders. That means Russians and Americans are at each other, facing each other directly. That is called World War III. We don't need that. So Mr. Biden, smart man that he is not going to admit Ukraine to NATO. What he is going to do and continue to do with his NATO partners is exactly what he's been doing, funding and delivering weaponry and assistance to the Ukrainians, and any mercenaries that want to show up over there and fight the good fight are more than welcome to use American weaponry against Russians. And it works. And the Germans are adding artillery munitions, and now the other countries all through Europe and NATO are all helping out. Canada's helping out. To each extent. Some countries could do more, some could do a lot more, but nonetheless, that continues on. The Russians got themselves into a real pickle here. And the good news for maybe the rest of the planet is that with the Russians so bogged down in Ukraine, like the worst case, it's worse than Afghanistan for these guys. And it's just as bad as it ever was for the United States with regard to Vietnam. These guys are in real trouble over there with a real domestic issue, and now this issue. They've lost so much credibility in the outside world, and it's probably holding up the Chinese somewhat to say, where they're going to say, let's not be quite as aggressive. Let Russia be the boogeyman here, and we'll just kind of quietly try to kind of get our house in order. Unfortunately for China, they can't get their house in order. President Xi is president for life, the new dictator of China, the latest guy who wants to be carried out in a body bag when he's done. He's not going to resign, not going to retire. This country has shot itself in the foot multiple times now in the last few years, and they have completely terrified honest business people from around the world from wanting to do business in and with the Chinese. And can you blame them? These new laws that they pass that make no sense and have no clarity whatsoever, but they are effectively the kind of a law that says, if you come to China and we think you are trying to figure out where to sell your perfume or lipstick or shoes or clothing or whatever you are into, and you do research into various cities and states and provinces and demographics, we could theoretically decide that that is spying and it's espionage, and we could just arrest you and put you in jail for spying charges. We'll have a trial in a couple of years, when we get around to it, and it'll be a secret trial. You're not going to be able to talk to your relatives in the meantime. As a matter of fact, we may not even allow your consular people to talk with you because you're a spy. And since you're a spy, we can do whatever the hell we want. And come on and do business with us. There's a lot of folks around the world going, I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to come to your country. One, I'm not going to set foot in your country. Number two, I'm not even going to send my worst enemy in there to do business with you guys. I think I'm going to avoid you guys completely. And of course, the latest little game being played now by the Chinese authorities through the Hong Kong goon squads that they've elected and, well, appointed to run Hong Kong. Anyone who promotes democracy in Hong Kong is a street rat. And if you've left Hong Kong and moved to another country, but you were once associated with the democracy movement in Hong Kong, you have a bounty on your head. There's a reward to get you. And this is the wonderful policy of the Chinese government and the Hong Kong authorities to basically terrify the crap out of Hong Kong people, relatives, family, and friends, with anyone ever associated with the democracy movement. The problem, of course, is that out of the, 5 million Hong Kong people that live there, they were all in the democracy movement. They all voted. They all participated in elections. They would go to Tiananmen Square, or they would talk about Tiananmen Square every year in their square. Hong Kong is a very free enterprise and free democratic kind of thinking group of people. They're now being crushed by the latest goon squad from the Communist Party in Beijing. And the latest administrator, this Li guy, whatever his name is, Hong Kong or Beijing's handpicked lead goon to now put bounties on the heads of people in other countries, not in Hong Kong, everywhere. And these people with a straight face say that this is national security. When you have a nation going after people, you got a problem. If a nation goes after nations, that's one issue to country. But when a country declares war on its own citizens, no matter where you live, that is the mafia in all its glory coming back at you, just like the movies. You're not safe wherever you are. Scary and pathetic all at the same time. And these guys can't understand why their economy is in trouble. The Chinese government has $20 billion of foreign investment coming in instead of $100 billion of foreign investment coming in. Cities in China are sending out delegations around the world to try to drum up business, and nobody wants to do business with these guys. And they come back empty-handed going, we can't even get memorandums of understanding. It's weird. Yeah, it is weird. Countries and people just don't want to do business with crooks, with dictators, and with people that don't value human life or personal opinions. When you speak to a friend, to an organization, to a group, and you are then considered a threat to national security, I think the nation is the problem. I think the nation has the issue, not the individual speaking. And of course, who runs the country? You just have to go back to who runs the place, and then you find out, oh, it's these guys. Freaking phenomenal, absolutely unbelievable. Anyway, enough of that. I just don't want to go there, but I have to from time to time. It just drives me nuts. So if you're trying to make a quick buck in China, forget about it. If you think that the Chinese economy is going to lead the world economy and make money for everybody, forget about it. The Chinese are in the middle of massive layoffs. Their graduates coming out of their top schools can't find work, not all of them. The military is one of the only places you can go that's hiring these days, and good luck with that. If you want to join the military in Russia, they're hiring. Good luck with that. I don't know how long your career will last over there. Scary, scary stuff is what's happening out there. So there's no economic rebound coming from the Asian area. South Korea, China, Indonesia, the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, these guys are watching their backs with respect to what's going on in China. The more desperate China becomes and the more they lash out at the rest of the world for all their problems that apparently everybody's against them, the more twitchy these guys are going to be. And the older that old fart gets in Beijing, that is now the dictator of China, the more unpredictable this guy's going to become, and the more sinister these people become. And therein lies a problem. And so for economics and for the world at large, you have to make a profit. You have to make money. Where do you make money from? You're not going to make it from the Orient. And you're certainly, you'd be crazy to make serious investments into China. We'll see how it all goes out. I keep looking at this company right here, the one with this logo on it here. See this little Apple logo? See that? See that reflective? That's there you go. This is a really cool thing. This really is cool. Very effective. Is essential in my day day and night, and many millions of others. The only problem I have with that device and with my biggest iPad is the fact that, and this computer that I'm using right now to talk to you, the only problem I have with these devices are where they're made. It's really that's the issue. It's where they're manufactured. Unfortunately, they're manufactured in a specific spot that I don't particularly agree with. And it bugs the hell out of me when I hear businesses brag about the fact that we're moving in to the Chinese market. We're going to set up sales, retail stores. We're going to set up distribution centers. We're going to do this. I cringe at that because I just remember too vividly the old days, pre 1989, East Germany, West Germany. And the Iron Curtain going through all of Europe, not just Germany, all of Europe. So you had Hungary behind the Iron Curtain, you had the Czech Republic, you had Romania, you had Ukraine, you had Belarus, Poland was behind there. Those are tough days. Those are really tough times. And how many millions and millions of Eastern Europeans were oppressed. And we never heard from them. They just evaporated into thin air. How many people's lives were ruined or crushed by these authorities out of Moscow and these other Eastern European countries with all of their secret police and snitches and everything else. It was scary, and it's just repeating itself. It's happening all over again. It's scary inside Russia, scary inside Belarus, terrifying for Ukrainians, those in Moldova and elsewhere. And now, of course, the whole Chinese mess. Yikes. It just doesn't stop. But thank God. Thank God most of us are those of us here, we're in the West. And thank God for that. Unbelievable. All right. What else is going on here, kids? Thank you all for following the channel. You option writers, giddy up. Way to go. Class number 16 is coming. We're going to probably launch class 16 just before the end of the month. I will announce on Monday the details to all of you. So get ready for Monday's announcement on class number 16. We'll talk about the subject matter. We'll talk about the timing. And we'll start doing registrations if any of you would like to be in class 16 with us. We will get that done. We'll get the class edited and put it on the website, and it'll be available to all of you who can't make the live session itself. That is coming up. Beyond that, option writers, congratulations. This market may be near all-time record highs. And have you noticed it hurting your accounts? Probably not. And those of you who find that shares go up in value, you roll up your contracts. Just keep rolling them along and say, thank you, sir. May I have another? It's all good. Anyway, there you have it. Credit Savage of Wall Street. Good morning, my fellow simpletons and degenerates. It seems banks like JP Morgan are doing great. Kind of awesome when you own politicians and they give you a bank as a gift, like Silicon Valley Bank. Isn't it something? Good morning from Sell My House Fast Up on Marlboro, number 67 thumbs ups. Thank you. Appreciate that. And Credit Savage, these puts and covered calls keep printing money, and I keep buying Matterport. It's a beautiful thing. It's only a Matterport of time. Yeah, see what I did there? There you go. And number 72 says Chase Rosita Parker. Thank you. Number 77 thumbs ups from Hector Salamanca. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it for these thumbs ups this morning. It's great to have you all here. And it's just another day in paradise. What can I say? So much is going on. What else is happening out there? Just checking comments. A lot of people saying hi to each other, which is fantastic. Welcome, one and all. This morning's pre-market trading. Let's take a look at some of our favorite stocks. I've got Rocket Lab up 15 cents. Right now it's 6.79. We're approaching the $7 level again. We've got SoFi up 3 at 9.19. GameStop is up a dime, 23.57. The Matterport is 3.70, up 4 cents. We got 23andMe at 182 right now. Spire sitting at 71.3 cents, was up 3 cents yesterday. We got ATI P, no change this morning, closed at 8.19, up 40 yesterday. SmartRent is 3.99, was over $4 this morning. We have had a good little run on SmartRent lately. Taking a peek at like the last 5 days. Last week on the 10th of July, 4 days ago, we were at 355, 354. We're at $4 now. Looking in the last month for SmartRent, we were as low as 319 on the 26th of June. And in the last 3 months, we were at 220, 223 to 225 on April 25th. So May, June, July. In 90 days, we've gone from 223 to $4 on SmartRent. Nice to see this pickup coming around. Couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of people at SmartRent, and nicer bunch of shareholders who are loyal to the cause and are waiting them out. There it is. Way to go, SmartRent. All right, let's hope for more. Apple down just 44 cents at 190.06. Goldman Sachs having a good morning, up $5. Cisco down 97 cents, was up 79 yesterday. We've got Tesla down 95 cents, was up 5.90 yesterday. ARC Innovations was up 2.15 yesterday. It's up 21 more cents this morning. Microsoft gained 5.40 yesterday, 5.46 actually. It's now up 5.38 this morning. We're at 3.48 on Microsoft. Pfizer was up 7 yesterday. It's up 24 now. HBQ was up 66 yesterday. We're up 33.36 right now, down only 20 cents here. Very good run lately on HBQ. Google was up 5.21 yesterday. It's up 12 cents more this morning. Amazon was up 3.50 yesterday. It's off a quarter this morning. NVIDIA was up $20.75 yesterday. It's up 5.78 this morning, 465.60 and climbing. Unity was up 3.15 yesterday. It's up 71 cents again, 47.55. And C3.ai Inc. Down 57 cents yesterday, but now up 28 this morning. 39.93 is the last trade on AI, pushing 40 around yet again. And that is the story of what is going on here. Microsoft soars towards a record high after UBS turns bullish amid AI enthusiasm. These are some of the headlines that are coming out on some of these kinds of stocks. We're watching, obviously, the phenomenal growth in value on Amazon shares, Google, Facebook, which is Meta, and of course NVIDIA and others. Microsoft, phenomenal. This is, of course, why the S&P 500 is near its all-time highs. It's why the Dow is soon to be within 1,000 points of its high. Why this market is doing what it's doing. Samuel, how you doing there, Samuel? Uncle Bruce, how far all of us have come along since meeting a special person as yourself. Thank you as always. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Hector says, aloha, Alberto. Alberto is in the house. Welcome to all of you. Lame Duck says, go Rocket Lab. And Martin, Uncle Bruce is back. Good to see you. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here today. Here we go. Matthew, good morning. Number 80, thumbs up. China is disrupting smartphones and chip making material due to restrictions on exports of artificial intelligence chips to China. It's a real mess. Splair, I'm just happy SoFi is above 9. Sean and Wendy, God is amazing. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, guys. Nice to have you here. Matthew saying Apple's moving its iPhone production to India. China can't be happy about that. Pulse Guitar, Uncle Bruce, happy Friday, brother. Thank you all. Bobby, the Friday before vacation, this is the longest day of the year. I guess. Pulse Guitar, number 91 on the thumbs up meter. Thanks, guys, for nailing that and giving us a little momentum this morning. It is appreciated. 91, 92 thumbs ups and counting. Love that. Can only say to all of you out there from the bottom of my heart, neat. That's all I can tell you. The knee attack is under from the Knights of Knee. Do not mess with the boys at the Knights of Knee in the forest. Bring the shrubbery and honor them. Don't get in their way. We have fun here. Pulse Guitar, neat. Here we go. Richard Carlin, neat. They're here where everyone's waking up, spreading the knee emoji attack across the channel and around the world. 919 on SoFi, 920 range. Can SoFi break 10 before they come up with their earnings? It wouldn't surprise me at all if they do. And once their earnings are revealed and their growth numbers exposed, could $12 be the next target price for SoFi shares? Those of you writing cash secured puts, giddy up. If you're writing cash secured puts on Rocket Lab, giddy up. We keep seeing this momentum on SmartRent. If this stock wants to push $5 a share, bingo, cash secured puts on SmartRent is your next bet. We gotta love how this is coming along. Some of these stocks moving higher. Why not write cash secured puts for a nice premium if available? You got to double check though. Make sure it's available. Those of you writing cash secured puts on GameStop, on AI, congrats, nicely done. Even if the shares just stay flat, you're a winner. They go a little higher, you're a winner with a chicken dinner. Nice going. Anyway, there you have it. We need to get that knee emoji in the float thing, that where those where we have those hearts go up on you, and then we have that other. So we need to get the knee emoji in there. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to get the knee emoji onto anything like that. It would be kind of fun. I'm still stumped at how the floaty thing actually works. I still don't understand how that actually happens. They say you do this, you do that, but I'm not able to do it myself. I'm not an expert in that area. But thank you all for helping out. 162 of you are apparently watching. Thank you for being here. 96 of you have found a way to throw a thumbs ups my way. So if 68 of you, or however other many there are, can help out, 66 more of you can help out with some thumbs ups, hit that button first, and we'd appreciate it. All right, there you go. Let's see. What else is going on? We should write a formal letter to YouTube on behalf of Uncle Bruce. That's what we should do. There you go. I mean, there's the answer right there. I don't know. We see these 100s come up and hearts come up and stuff, and I don't know how this works. This world is complicated, and I don't know. I don't know how things work like that. There they go, hearts, and there they go. Thank you everybody for that. I'm having fun watching my own channel as this stuff is going on. I don't know how to make it work myself, and I don't know how it functions. It's a mystery to this guy. I'm just happy to be here, and happy to try to explain to you what's kind of going on in the markets and how they'll work and why, and how they're working and why they work the way they work. Thank you all for being here. Welcome to Friday. Welcome to Friday. It's great. 101 thumbs ups. Thank you, guys. Another 10 just popped in here. That's awesome. Thank you so much. If any of you want to do you want to have a one-on-one session with me, get a hold of me through my email. Booked up a couple of slots this weekend already. If any of you would like to get one Saturday or Sunday, do let us know. And we'll kind of go from there. Thanks again to those of you who have been subscribing to the classes. You've been picking up the classes to become a better, smarter option writer, to perhaps start for the very first time to be an option writer. Way to go. I'm I'm happy to see some of you systematically acquiring class number 1, and then you get number 2, and then you get number 3, and one a week, one every 10 days or so. You grab another one, and you're catching up to all of us here with lesson number 15. Way to go. It's an investment that I think will pay off for you nicely. Whether you're going to become a smarter trader, whether you're going to become a more patient option writer, whether you're going to be a more patient person after you've written options and you're just going to wait now for the contracts to deteriorate out, whether you're a better acquirer of stocks and options using stink bids, whether you're a smarter seller where you are selling off writing calls for top dollar. Dude, thank you for being a member here for 10 months, Gold Bagel level, 10 months of fun with the Bagel Familia. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate the I love those banners that come across. They just dominate the chat. It's fantastic. Let the world know how long you've been following this channel as a member of the channel, rather than just as a viewer. It's beautiful. Thank you, guys. Yeah, if you're taking the classes, you're learning about the 90-10 rule. You're learning about how options work. You're figuring out, you're beginning to figure out through us here, the psychology of the market. You are up against some of the most prolific traders the market has, the equity markets have. You're up against institutional traders to try to pull a profit out of the hat. You're up against banks, ETFs. You're up against hedge funds. You're up against pension funds, mutual funds, other very wealthy individuals, people that can afford financial advisors to help them do these transactions. But you're also against morons who have no idea what the hell they're doing and are throwing money around like a drunk in a Las Vegas casino. I got to tell you, Las Vegas casinos love whales. They really do, but they adore idiots, adore them. Hand them a couple of free drinks and they start throwing $100 bills into slot machines and blowing money left, right, and center. They love it when they then go to the ATM machines and pull money out with a $10 fee, a $20 fee, and gamble again. It is a beautiful thing. And that is why these casinos are so opulent and so beautiful, because these billions of dollars come rolling in every year from people who don't know what the hell they're doing. The option market is very much like that for a percentage of the participants. They are lottery ticket hopeful winners, and they are gambling. They know they're gambling. They admit it. They're looking for the long shot. There are those in the option market that risk $300-500 a trade, and that's their idea of gambling. And then there are those who risk $5,000 to $50,000 a trade because they have millions to lose. And you need to get your fair share from all of the participants in this option market, whether it's institutional or right down to a retail investor, so that you can pay your bills. Because at the end of the day, the gas company and the electric company and your banker doesn't actually care where you get your money from. They really don't ask you questions. When you walk into, you decide to walk into your computer and pay your electric bill or your cable bill, does the company ask you where you just got this $350 to pay this bill? No, they don't ask you. They don't want to know. They don't want you telling them where you get the money from. They just want the cash because they've got bills themselves. And so being an option writer here can allow you to rev up some revenues over and above the revenues you are generally traditionally getting your hands on. And that's called replacing your day job or enhancing your day job, and or building the value of your retirement account now while still working, to the point where rather than having an X amount of money waiting for you, there's X amount plus double that, triple that waiting for you on retirement. For some of you, it's a desperate race against time, because you've found me in the last year or two. You started to tinker on option writing and you realized, my God, he's right. I can bring in some dough doing this. I can build the value of my IRA, my 401k. I can make arrangements and rearrange my assets so that I can generate revenue from option writing. But I'm 58 and, the back is pretty sore and the knee ain't doing too well. And, there's like the wear and tear starting to catch up to me. And I know my days are numbered as a active worker. I really need to get my act together so that I can get my money to carry me rather than me carry my money. And you're here now with an objective in mind. If you're 35 years old, you're 25 years old, you guys, I love you guys because my daughter's 35. So, I wish I were 35 again. But look, I can't overemphasize how important it is if you are of sound mind and body and have all your health and all the energy in the world to recover from a night out, what have you, where you can begin to make your money make you richer at a younger age than at an older age. I can't tell you how important it is to get off your duff and do it now. You hear it all the time, though, and I know you hear it all the time, and I'm sorry you hear it all the time. You get it from everybody. Every relative at Thanksgiving and Christmas gives it to you. You should be saving for a rainy day. I know. I got it. It happened to me. But if you're here, if you're really here and you're sticking around here with this old fart, I got to tell you, this is your opportunity to change the trajectory of your economic future dramatically. But you've got to stay in your lane. This is the hardest thing for you guys. You youngins are so bombarded by, you should do this. You should do this. Why don't you do that? Why don't you do that? This is new. Go this direction. You've got to stay in the lane. And I know some of you can do it. Not all of you. I know all of you can't do it. I admit defeat when it comes to holding on to you guys for years to stay on the path. But those of you who will and do, and sometimes it's your spouse that keeps you on the path, or you keep your spouse on the path, but together you're going down the road of economic gain, dramatic economic gain. And it's when the compounding begins, you realize he was right. Oh gosh, that's what he's talking about. And then you'll never get off the lane, because once you're on and it works, you don't ever get off. There are a zillion, maybe that's an exaggeration. There are a lot of toys out there that people own that are a direct reflection of how well they're doing economically. And these vary from nice boats, yachts, to nice cars, to jets, private jets, and nice homes, second homes, third homes, so on. Those folks who can make their money work for them are the ones with the most toys. If you, in your world, wherever you are, small town, medium-sized town, big city, you travel the world, and you can figure this out in your home, even in your hometown. Somewhere in your hometown, there's someone who's the best, the richest person in town, or the most well-to-do person in town. And you'll find that in your city and town, there are people who are maybe the manager of the largest branch of the Bank of America, or they're the president or the head honcho CEO of a factory in your area or a distribution center, and they're in charge of 200 employees, 500 employees, 800 employees. You might know someone personally that is in charge of a lot of people and does really, really well. They get a really good salary. They get very well compensated for their work. They work hard, work many hours, they do well. They're losers when it comes to the big picture. And they're not losers in life. What I mean here is you can work for a living and be well compensated. You could be the best car salesman in a car dealership. You could be the general manager of the best car dealership with 10 really good salespeople and be making $300,000 a year, $400,000 a year. You could be a number one real estate agent in your town in your city. You could know someone who's a really successful real estate agent that makes $1 million a year, $2 million a year. Chump change when it comes to the world of the big toys for the big boys. The wealth of this planet, those enjoying the biggest wealth of this planet, don't make their money from their day job. No, they don't. Even a guy like, I don't want to say specific name, but people out there that you see in the media all the time, movie stars or television actors or anyone in that realm, they get appearance fees, and you hear about these appearance fees and you just go, my God, I can't believe it. I was just watching a movie the other day. It's 10 years old now. It was about Joan Rivers, and it was following her for like a month. Private camera crew were with her for a month. And behind the scenes, she was always looking for work. She was 75 and she was still looking for work. This is before she passed away. And she signed a deal to be on a cruise ship for 3 days. And the cruise line brought her in, and they had, I believe there was a retail store on the ship, a jewelry retail store, and they brought her in for 3 days to flog her jewelry because she had Joan Rivers type jewelry. She was getting paid $125,000 for 3 days to be on a cruise. Now, for any average person out there, if you were told that you could be paid $125,000 to flog something on a cruise ship, which includes the cruise, you'd go, oh, this is great. Joan Rivers looked at this as a pay cut. She looked at this as, that's not enough money. Why doesn't the cruise line hire me to do a 1 hour set on the stage in front of 800 passengers? Pay me another $50,000 and I'll do 3 sets for 3 days. Now I'm making $175,000. Why don't they pay me another $25,000 and I'll do an inspirational speech? I'll do one of these seminar things and build people up about becoming your own successful entrepreneur, because she was a very successful entrepreneur. This gal was never satisfied with that, because at the end of the day, people like Joan Rivers and people like any movie star and others, they make good money doing what they do as their day jobs. And CEOs and managers and top salespeople and real estate agents, they make all great money. But if you want to make serious money where you can afford your own private jet that you own rather than you charter, you can afford the home in Florida, the home in Manhattan, the flat in New York, the other one in Paris, something in Singapore. You're not making it from your day job. That money is coming to you from the money you have, the money you're working. Because you're working, these folks are working their money to make more money. And they have several advantages over any employee anywhere in the world. Warren Buffett has said it straight out. You can work for a living and get paid $1 million a year by your employer, $2 million a year, $5 million a year, but you're going to have to pay tax on that as an individual. And the tax rate, depending on where you live, what country are you from, is substantial, could be rather substantial. On the other hand, if you have $20 million that you've amassed because you've been getting paid $2 million a year for 20 years, your $20 million makes money, it gets taxed at a capital gain rate. Or the money that you are managing, you have put into a corporation, and the corporation is the money maker with the money that you've put into it. The tax rate for a corporation is far lower than for any normal person. And as an American, if you're an American out there, you're Canadian, you know what I'm talking about. The corporate tax rates can be next to nothing. On top of everything else, it is not illegal for corporations to own corporations that are set up in tax-free countries and or very low taxation countries. Apple is a master at this. So is Facebook. So is Microsoft. These massive American winner corporations make a huge amount of their net profits in countries where there's virtually no income tax payable on corporate profits. And the US government can't do a damn thing about it. The IRS can't step in and stop it. Whereas Tim Cook, he gets his paycheck every quarter, every year, every month, every week, whatever he gets his money. There's deductions taken off of his paycheck every time before he gets his net paycheck. And with all the other employees at Apple, the same thing. But the top 5% of the Apple employees, the top 1%, the top 0.1%, the top people over there, they're making most of their dough from something else, and that is stock options. And it's making money on making paper money. Now, there are entrepreneurs out there, as I've said, who they get a salary, they get stock, they then leave the company after 10 years, they then go manage their money forever after that. And the way they manage their money is how they build their wealth. And there's where the owners of all of these private jets come from. The owners of fleets of vehicles, if they want to own vehicles, or homes, or paintings, or whatever they want to be into, racehorses, yachts. The wealthy of the wealthy of the wealthy are either royalty, they're born into it, they inherited it, or they're working their dollars. And here on this channel, I am trying to get you guys to work your dollars. Your dollars can work a lot harder than you can. Your money never gets sick. Your money never catches COVID. Your money never gets a headache. Your money never gets tired. Your money is always able to work for you. And the key for you is to keep your money working for you at the maximum level you can get it to work at. And if you can make it work the way it's supposed to work for you, you will find out shockingly how little money you actually need to manage to not work for anybody anymore, to just work your money full time. And it more than pays your bills and beyond that, and just keeps compounding, which is what good money does. Good, hard-working money compounds itself to the point where you begin to have problems. And the problems you begin to run into is you don't know what to do with your money anymore. You have too much of it. And you then get into the tax dodging game. How do I eliminate that or reduce that? How do I do this? How do I do that? What do I do? Should I buy assets in the name of my corporation or in my name? What's the best way to set up a trust? How do I set up my inheritance for my children? And on it goes. You have all kinds of other problems. Money, the fact that you have a ton of money in your hand and you're managing a ton of money doesn't make any of your problems go away. It brings you new problems. So the old problems maybe fade into the background, but you have new problems in front of you. The good news is you can afford the talent you need, guidance you need, consultations you need to handle the new problems in your life. Money problems. There's a lot of people out there who can help you with that. And that's the name of this game. But if you are a middle-class worker getting a paycheck every 2 weeks and you see all those deductions coming off the top, you can't get those dollars back. They're gone forever. If the government takes your money, they don't give it back very willingly. There's some you get a refund and you feel great. Oh, I got a $1,500 refund from the government. Yay, great. Divide that by 52 weeks and tell me, what does that mean to you? That's $30 a week. Has that changed your life? Are you taking a private jet now somewhere? No, you're not. It's $30 a week. It's jack squat. The government overcharged you going in. They're just giving you some of your money back. That's all that is. It doesn't make you a genius. It's just a little payback. And you're supposed to feel good about it. You're supposed to feel good about having been taken too much away from you. And now you get a paltry $1,500 back. You're supposed to feel good about that. I don't like that game. The game I like is where you guys make a whack of cash and you then have to hire people to help you manage it. That's the game I like. And writing options is a way to make your money make you more money. And welcome to the party, pal. Be a writer and join the party. Anyway, thank you all for hanging out with me today, being here for another session, another week. Thanks those of you who've become members of this channel. Cannot thank you folks enough for your loyalty to this cause. Jen and I are just always amazed at just how many of you become members, stay members year after year, month after month. And then again, I'm not surprised. You folks are greedy. You people like making money. It's the one thing I can count on with regard to my viewers. Most of my viewers are like any other stock market channel out there. They're trying to make a buck and get ahead. And I have folks here who are exactly of that ilk. And I thank you all for putting your time with me in here and hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. There you go. There's the story. 1 minute at a time. There's 3 minutes to go before we open. Let's go. Thank you, everybody. Let's see what's going on here. BW is saying that I heard a pod yesterday mentioning NVIDIA was heavily shorted. When CEO came out with their advanced AI announcement, it caught shorts flat-footed, and they've been covering ever since for about 90 days. It's like pulling a rabbit from the hat, says Boris. Let's see what else is going on. Thank you all. Zed Estate, I'm number 105 on your thumbs up meter. Thank you, everybody. And Credit Savage of Wall Street, Uncle Bruce has single-handedly changed a few hundred people's lives forever. People like myself, thank you for everything, Uncle B. You got it. Love it. And let's see. Pulse Guitar, I just want to write options on the Harmony of the Seas in 2025, the cruise ship. Who's in? We can all worship Uncle Bruce at the Aqua Theater. Wouldn't that be fun? Let's see. Let's see what's going on here. B. Tizzle, Morgan Stanley, 2 years ago, upon receiving bank charter, they will see $200 million extra revenue and the ability to hold loans on their books for longer. $34 price target for SoFi. B. Tizzle says, Morgan Stanley today, as SoFi increasingly looks like a bank, we believe it needs to be valued more like a bank. Price target, $7. Say what? There you go. Speaking of gambling, I've been taking 200, 100 here and there from my profits the last few weeks and set aside for my trip to Nevada later this month. Going to gamble at the casinos thanks to covered calls and puts. Beach Boy, Uncle Bruce, have you seen the CNBC report that the Biden administration forgave $39 billion in student debt for more than 800,000 borrowers? How would SoFi might react now? Again, I don't know the details of this deal, so I can't give you an honest comment. This headline is a headline. My gut says to me, look, if the administration is going to forgive whatever amount of money, it doesn't mean that SoFi doesn't get the money. It means that SoFi gets paid off by the government on behalf of the borrowers. So if SoFi has $500 million out there in loans to millions of people, and half of that got forgiven by the federal government, the government will cut a check for $250 million to SoFi, which includes all the interest on all the money right up to the moment they get paid off. That's what that means. That's what I take it to mean. I don't see a forgiveness by the government of the United States as a scenario where, SoFi, you can't now get $250 million from your borrowers. I don't see that. No, I see the government cutting the check to pay off the loans. So the banks win a windfall. They get their hands on a massive windfall of cash. That's what that means to me. I think this is huge for SoFi. Huge. Anyway, we'll see what's going on. 122 from DQ. Thank you. What's going on? Let's see. Let's go. Hi, everybody. Coffee Kids Trading, number 125. Hey, Bruce, I emailed you regarding joining Discord group on your site. You may want to send me another email. I can always follow up on that. Larry Titus has rung the bells. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. What else is going on? And a late good morning from Larry Titus from all Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I am number 128 on the thumbs up meter today. Thank you, Larry Titus, for being here. We are open for trading. We are beginning the final day of the week. I see a 146-point gain on the Dow right now. Let's take a look at the other markets and just see how things are looking to start the day off here. Welcome one and all to the program. and learn to make money with your money. That is the name of the game. It never stops. We're up 9 on S&P. We're up 38 on NASDAQ. S&P's up a fifth of a point. NASDAQ almost a quarter of a point. The Dow's up half a point almost. That's kind of where we're at right now. What else is going on here? The euro has had 7 straight days of gains, I think, in value against the American dollar. Interesting headline here. General Motors stock rises towards a 14th straight day of gains. That can't last. But what can I say? Let's see. What else is going on? DQ's having too much fun. Larry Titus interviewing at Dunder Mifflin. That was in Scranton. Never mind. 168-point gain on the Dow. 3-penny gain on Matterport at 369 now. NVIDIA's up 750 again at 467. SoFi up 12 to 928. Rocket Lab up a dime, 674. GameStop down 6 cents. AI up 20. SmartRent up a half a penny, 394. ATIP up 40 as of yesterday. Unity up 43. Tesla down 57. Apple up 6. Google is up $1. And what else are we watching here? Spire at 73 cents. Slowly trying to go a little higher. Well, we'll follow that. We'll follow these markets as the morning goes on. Thank you all for popping through here and being with us. I would bet you then if you were able to talk to people in the know at your local executive airport, where some of those nice Gulfstreams and Bombardier private jets are sitting, all those different models. If you talk to you talk to the people that either own those jets or people who know who owns those jets, you find out who owns that one. Who owns that one? What does that person do? What do they do? What do they do? Whoever uses that jet, what's the firm there? You'll find some are corporate. You'll find that some are net jets and corporate fractional ownership scenarios. And then you'll find out that when you come across an individual, you'll go, oh, that's the jet that so-and-so uses. Oh yeah, well, that person runs, they run a real estate empire. They own 200 apartment buildings across the United States, and they manage properties in 8 states. And the executives of the company fly from state to state, meetings with accountants and attorneys, and making deals all the time, buying and selling their portfolio and building new units. Then you'll see another outfit and point over there. Oh, that individual is that is generated by a guy who used to be an athlete. He's now a motivational speaker, and he's involved in 10 other businesses with his likeness on it. And his money is working on his money. That's what he's doing. He's managing his wealth. There are others where you'll go, oh, that's a hedge fund guy. That's a guy that has $3 billion on his own, and he manages $20 billion other dollars for other people. And he flies around in that jet. With his clients from time to time, and his lawyer and his associates, and wherever he goes, he's always working. And he never is sitting in an airport 2 hours before a flight. He's never the kind of guy that got to the airport 2 hours before the flight, only to find out with an hour to go or half an hour to go, the flight was canceled, and now has to make other arrangements. No, that guy doesn't do that. That individual takes that plane over there. Flights are always on time. They never get canceled. Anyway, interesting. Thank you, everybody. What else is going on here? Karen, I made $1,100 on AI covered calls yesterday morning while having my coffee. Karen, that is Julia Roberts money. You're having a coffee making $1,100. I mean, if you were to annualize that kind of money, you made $1,100 in a half an hour. 8-hour day, you should be able to do that 16 times a day. That's 18,000 a day. 5 days a week, that's 90,000 a week times 50 weeks is $4.5 million a year. It's not quite Julia Roberts money, because she gets $10 million a movie. But still, that's pretty good. It's like the character said in that movie. That's pretty good then. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, I like it. Giddy up. Matterport up 6.5. Nvidia up $8. SoFi up 11 cents. Rocket Lab up 16 to 680. GameStop just went green. AI up 19. Smart Rent is at 399.5, up 5.5. All green, all over the place. That's pretty good then, isn't it? Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Karen, you keep up the good work. You're making $1,100 on a cup of coffee now. Something tells me in about 3-6 months you can be making about $2,800 on a cup of coffee, and 3-4 months later you might be making $4,500 during a cup of coffee, and you won't even remember me anymore. You'll go. I'll never forget what's his name who taught me how to do this. What was that guy's name? I'll never forget him. There you go. I'll keep working on it, she said. Oh, love it. Thank you, JR. Way to go, Karen. Way to go. Yes, baby. I love it. What's Karen going to do with all those dollars that she keeps making? All those profits. Is she gonna? She's gonna blow that on a really nice car or a fancy beachside home, exotic holidays. That money is going to circulate in the economy. I mean, even if she rolls it over into another transaction, this is wealth creation. I like it. Karen, you're good for the economy. You are good for this world, and I love it. And I'm so proud that you are a member of this channel. Well done indeed. And others out there who are inspired by Karen have also joined us. Thank you so much. Thanks, JR, for being here as always. Bobby, good to see you, man. Splair and everyone else. It's great to have you here. Welcome to the party, pals. Just love it when the viewers get richer. I just do. It's so nice. We're up 143 on the Dow, 10 on S&P, 54 NASDAQ, oil down 35 cents. That's the story. Now, can the Biden administration actually could they be able to, will they be able to pull off the cancellation of student debt? Can they, will it hold? I don't know. They say that that more than 804,000 borrowers affected by relief have been paying on their loans for decades. Hundreds of thousands of borrowers who have been paying their student loans for decades will have their debt canceled, the Biden administration said Friday. More than 804,000 will be impacted. The announcement comes after years of concern from borrowers and advocates that borrowers would pay their student loans for decades despite programs that allow borrowers to have their debt forgiven after 20 or 25 years of monthly payments. The Department of Education announced last year that it would review borrowers' accounts for periods that should have been counted as progress towards forgiveness, but often weren't due to servicer practices. Borrowers who are eligible for relief are those that the agency determined have at least 20 years of qualifying payments. Far too long, borrowers fell through the cracks of a broken system that failed to keep accurate track of their progress towards forgiveness. Miguel Cardona, the Secretary of Education, said in a statement announcing the relief, by fixing past administrative failures, we're ensuring everyone gets the forgiveness they deserve. There you go. Well, there's the headline. Again, as I've said, and I will keep repeating, if a borrower still owes $5,000 or $10,000 or $50,000 or whatever the amount on a loan, and it is going to be forgiven by the United States government, the government doesn't just say to the bank, you can't collect it anymore, you have to write it off. No, the government cuts a check to the bank and says, here's the balance of the loan. The loan is over. And that individual has now paid off that loan in full. That's what that means. And that means for SoFi, the possibility, again, I can't guarantee this, but it sounds to me like financial institutions across the board are about to get a cash windfall, a massive cash windfall from this program if it goes through. So it's a good thing for the banks, not a bad thing. SoFi, $9.25 up 9 cents at the moment. Alrighty, welcome. Chris M, I'm a new member. Welcome, Chris M, to the channel. Gold Bagel, no, what's the level here? Sorry, I'm looking at something else. Chillin' with Uncle Bruce member. Thank you for becoming a Chillin' with Uncle Bruce member. Great to have you, Chris. If you're returning, welcome back. If you're a first-timer, welcome in. And I'm glad to see it. This is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Hello, Chris says, not a lurker anymore. Welcome to the gang. NVIDIA's taking a shot, says B Tizzle. NVIDIA is up 1435 to 474. Not a lurker. It's a new member. Welcome, says DQ, B Tizzle. Yeah, Carvana has been wild. Chris, hi all, long-time listener, now a member. Right on, Chris. Not a lurker anymore. I was the same way, Chris. I was the same way, and I became a member too. Thank you all for helping out and becoming a member of the channel. It's great to welcome you in. Matterport up 8, NVIDIA up 1380, AI up 6 cents. Unity is, what is Unity doing? Where am I here? Oh gosh, I'm just trying to get through here. Unity up 85 cents, Tesla up 82, Apple up 26, Google up 131. So we're seeing a positive effect. AI again. Microsoft up 528. Interesting stuff. VanEck Semiconductors up 149 to 159.70. Netflix up 196. Adobe up 154. Goldman up 211. JP Morgan up 350. And what else? Goldman Sachs up 183. So banks are moving higher. Very, very interesting. American Airlines up 3 cents this week, okay, or today. So having a good week this week. 932 on SoFi up 16 cents. Giddy up. Nick DeMorier, hello, Chris. A few months here, and that'll be a bigger boat in your profile pic. Right on. Here's Chris's boat right there. Let's make that even bigger. Giddy up. And Boris, Uncle Bruce, regarding government paying the banks, how will that help reduce the deficit? Boris, it's all just money moving around. If people don't have to pay $500 a month towards a student loan, they have $500 a month to put towards a new car or something else, and that'll create jobs, wealth, tax revenue. It just moves throughout the system. And Boris, I couldn't give a crap if the United States goes $39 billion more into debt to knock 800,000 people off a bankroll thing that have been faithfully paying their loans for 20 years. What an investment in its own country. This is Americans helping Americans. Forget the deficit. What are you worried about? $39 billion is chump change. That's how much they raise a week in a bond offering. And we're talking about the government having to borrow $39 billion now that it'll repay 30 years from now. It won't repay it 30 years from now. It'll roll it over. And 30 years from now, that $39 billion is worth $9 billion. And 30 years later, that $9 billion is worth $1 billion. Adjusted for inflation, it's chump change. It's a no-brainer, board. Get with the program, man. This is good stuff. JJ Owens Corning is ex-dividend today and a new 52-week high today, apparently. I heard there was a downgrade on it or something. It's up 2 cents at the moment. Got up to 133.96. Is now 132.96. And I do not see any announcement at all about the subsidiary company in Finland with the cruise ship problem. I don't see anything there about that. Taking a look at cruise lines, just out of curiosity. Royal Caribbean at 99.16, down 11 cents. It's gone from 103 July 10 now to 99. I don't know if that's a dramatic pullback, but it is a pullback of, that much. Norwegian's down 15 cents. A week ago, it got to 22.50. It's 21.30. There's no serious pullback at Norwegian. Carnival's at 17.83, up 8. It got to 19.36. It's given up $1.50. I don't see any issue there. The latest headline from these guys, Holland America, says they had the highest booking day in their brand's history. This is all they're talking about. We're booking people into cruises. It's absolutely wonderful. Everything is great. We're on a roll. Don't worry about the fact that some of our ships are not fireproof. Don't worry about that. It's okay. Yeah, I got nothing on Norwegian going on there. So the story has not got any legs anywhere about the fire retardant problems on the cruise ships. The story just died. It just disappeared into the ether. What we need is a fire. I'm sorry to say, the minute there's a fire on board a cruise ship, and it is determined that the fire retardant materials failed, only then will the story really catch anywhere. And at the moment, it's not happening. So there you go. I have no idea what the Coast Guards are thinking. No idea what they're talking about. No idea. Uncle Bruce, I'm leaving tomorrow morning on Royal Caribbean Vision of the Seas cruise to Bermuda. 5 days. Don't have a fire on board that ship. Again, I don't know if that ship's got a problem or not. Enjoy. You deserve it. I'm not American. Don't give 2 cents, but don't think high deficit and Department of is a healthy economy, and the department is a healthy economy. Whatever. And Tasty, stop thinking of country's budget being the same as a household budget. Boris, that's true too. You know, in Europe, in European countries, it's just a foregone conclusion that when the kids finish high school, they go to university and there's no charge. There's no cost. That's built up. It's paid for by the state. And these kids graduate these schools, and engineers come out of there, architects, doctors, lawyers, nurses, chartered accountants, politicians, whatever. They all come out of there and they start paying taxes. They get hired immediately. No problem hiring, getting a job if you're a university graduate out of Europe. And you're instantly paying taxes. It's all coming back. It's you're graduating at 27, 28, 30, 32, whatever the year. For the next 30 years, you're paying taxes. It's all good. It's all good. That's the way the system is built over there. And parents don't have to worry about their kids being hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt at age 31 years of age. Now getting a $45,000, $50,000 salary and never being able to pay off the student loan, not be able to pay it off till they're in their 40s, which means they can't get a house, which means they might be in the basement for a while longer. It's different. It's, what can I say? I don't know. What am I going to do? B. Tizzle. What a strong and healthy move SoFi has been making since the $3 price target following the banking crisis. Indeed, B. Tizzle, that is true. Noto did an interview with CNBC yesterday. They asked him about the latest downgrade, Morgan Stanley. The man chuckled, and I cannot agree more. These institutions and these analysts are just out to lunch. But then again, maybe they have an agenda. I don't know. I would say that the stock market is answering the question on behalf of Mr. Noto today. 937 last trade on SoFi, up 21 cents. What do you think investors think of the Morgan Stanley downgrade upgrade? Nothing. They think nothing of it. It's up 21 cents today to 937. Wasn't it on Monday, Tuesday? The stock looked like maybe, possibly, it was going back into the $7 range. It was in the low eights. We're 937 now. Things change all the time. The money is coming in. Yeah. Anyway, what can I say? B. Tizzle, he's been coming up much more confident lately than the recent interviews. Yeah, I can see why. And he's a buyer of the stock. He's putting his money where his mouth is. That's the end of that. Analysts, whatever. Analysts know the pen is might stronger than the sword. There you go. 174 gain on the Dow, 13 on S&P, 54 on NASDAQ. Still only half a percentage point gain on the Dow. It's not going beyond this at the moment. The other two indexes are slightly behind, but not as bad off as they were. Interesting. Oil down 46 cents a barrel, 76.43. And there you go. Too much fun out there. Welcome all to the party. Welcome all to the show. Great to have you all here. So appreciate you being with the channel. Thanks to those of you who are sending me private emails and saying hi to me. Love to hear from you guys. Thank you, those of you who are looking to have one-on-ones with yours truly. We'll try to set you up for that as best we can. Thank you, those of you who have subscribed to this channel, become members of this channel. Great to have you on board. 141 thumbs ups and counting. Thank you for the thumbs ups today. Very much appreciated. 401 and a half now on Smart Rent. 401 and a half on Smart Rent. This is the highest level in a week. This is the highest level in the last month. 401 is the highest level in 3 months. 401 is the highest level in 6 months. And for the year, we have been as high as 591. Back in August of last year, I think was the last time the shares were at that level. And they went from about 560, 70, 80 in sometime in August. And by August 15th, so early August to mid-August, they went down to 320. And then by October 18th, they were 234. And then by about December 28th, the tax loss selling, 205 on December 28th, 224 on April 26th, 261 on May 9th, and 319 on the 26th of June. And now we're at 401 and a half July 14th. So a turnaround of serious proportions is on. The low of the year, 203. We go up another 5 cents a share. We've doubled the price of the stock from its low of the year to its current pricing. Something's going on. Something good is going on over there. Interesting to see how that pulls out, and we'll follow it. There you go. Thank you, SmartRent. SoFi 932, high today 945, and welcome all to the party. Marcus, I'm number 142, my friend. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And manager thinks it's going to go down. SoFi's going to go down to 850 before it takes off. Well, you'll find out soon enough, my friend. We'll see. The stock has had a pretty good run the last 3-4 months. The old SoFi, pretty darn good. 669 on Rocket Lab here, up a nickel. GameStop 23.56, up 10 cents. That's what the story is right here and right now. Thank you all for being part of the show. 146 thumbs ups and counting. Very much appreciated. All righty, what else we got going on here? Double check a few things. There we go. Let's see here. One guy named Waller, he's a Federal Reserve, probably a Federal Reserve president, says he's unimpressed by inflation data. He's calling for 2 more rate hikes this year. Well, we all are. At least 2 25 basis point rate hikes are still expected this year. Unless he's thinking something higher, there's no news there. Let's see what's going on here. Headline here in Market Watch: inflation in the U.S. has cooled off significantly. That's great. Here's what's not so great. They say the rate of inflation has slowed sharply to 3% in June, from a 40-year high of 9.1% a year ago. Wholesale prices have come down even more. That good news this week on inflation cheered Wall Street investors. Many economists predict that the Federal Reserve is going to do a one-and-done strategy, meaning that it'll raise rates just one more time in July and then call it quits. But the article says the fight against inflation is not over by a long shot. Other measures of prices seen as better predictors of future trends show inflation stuck in the 4 to 5% range, well above the Fed's long-term goal of 2%. The yearly increase in so-called core consumer prices, encompassing everything except food and energy, registered 4.8% in June. And the core PCE inflation rate, the Fed's preferred gauge, stood at 4.6% at last reading. It's much easier to go from 9% to 4% inflation than from 4 to 2%, said Chief Economist Richard Moody of Regions Financial. The hardest part is yet to come. There you go. Well, we'll see what happens. These are true comments, and there's no doubt about it. Inflation is now wage inflation. We have that to watch. See what's going on. Okay. Lots of talk out there about AI, just a ton. Headlines like AI will fundamentally change Google search and meta advertising. Opinion, AI threatens to lower our IQs and Chat GPT agrees. Opinion, why the AI stock frenzy looks disturbingly like the PC and .com booms and busts. These are the kind of headlines that are out there. Just, this really positive and then really negative, really positive, really negative. That's what's happening there. Interesting. Alrighty. Shares of watchmakers and retailers advance as buoyant sales confound luxury pessimists. Sales in European watch groups jumped Thursday after updates confounded fears of a slowdown in demand for luxury items. Watches of Switzerland stock WOSG was up more than 10% after the luxury timepiece retailer said that its fiscal 2023 pre-tax profits rose to 154.8 million pounds, $201 million, compared with 126 million pounds the year before. The improvement came after revenue increased to 1.5 billion from 1.2 billion, boosted by a combination of increased average selling price and volume growth as demand exceeded supply, the company said. Sales in the U.S. were particularly buoyant, rising 52% to 653 million. Growth has been driven by average selling prices as we continue to merchandise to higher price points and reduce discounting in America, says Chief Executive Brian Duffy. Well, congratulations there, Brian Duffy, and all you guys. Secondhand Rolex prices have weakened with a decline attributed to people who had previously won big on crypto flooding the market with the watches they had bought to show off their newfound wealth. There have been cracks elsewhere in the luxury goods sector, such as falling diamond prices. Watches of Switzerland even reported a more challenging trading environment in May. Therefore, today's announcement that everything is still going swimmingly has caught investors by surprise, hence the 11% rise in the stock. Interesting. Isn't that fascinating? I don't wear a Rolex. I'm a watchmaker and I don't wear a Rolex. No thanks. I'd rather get a Patek Philippe watch if I ever got myself something high end, but that's a bit too high end for me. So I need you guys to become billionaires. One of you will then just gift me one of those watches. You'll just say, here's a watch. Here's a Patek Philippe for you, Bruce. Enjoy your Patek Philippe watch, and thanks for all the all the help. Bruce, who is that guy? Who is that guy that made me a billionaire? That Bruce guy. I don't know. He's gone. He left years ago. I don't know where he is anymore. There you go. I'll never forget what's his name. I love that line. Let's see what's going on here. I will be dumping my 200 cash secured puts soon because I'm convinced there will be a short attack, which will make it drop to 10% to 840, says manager. Alex, I have not made a single trade this week. And the only missed opportunity was when GameStop touched 22. Otherwise, I'm just enjoying the shrinkage. There you go. And Touchgrass says it looks like 780 has been the past floor on SoFi. Spicy number 151 on the thumbs up meter. Bruce, hi Bruce. I have an odd question. Could someone sell 50 deep in the money calls for GameStop? This is a multi-question. Could someone sell 50 deep in the money calls? Well, of course someone can sell it. Why wouldn't they be able to? BW, a used one of those watches is $795,000. Holy but Jesus. Zeta State coin is up 112. There you go. Yeah, well, of course, if you're going to gift me a Patek Philippe wristwatch, I'm expecting you guys to make a ton of money in the market. It all comes together. It's all relative. Some of you make $300. You might send me a $20 Timex, but somebody out there makes $30 million in a profitable transaction. Someone might sell me a Patek Philippe. Send me one of those. You never know. Yeah, a guy can dream. Looks like Spicy just needs some extra volume. There you go. Okay, so sell 50. Okay, here we go. So sell 50 $3 calls out to 2025. bring in 100,000, and then buy 100 GameStop deep in the monies, right on them to pay off the 50. Can that be done? Okay, so here we go. A theoretical. What do you think about this game? Okay, let me take a look. Let's take a look here. I'm certain this is all about GameStop, and because someone sell 50 deep in the money calls for GME. All right, so if we go to the options market and deep in the money calls, I'm assuming you're thinking about 2025. So you're going way out there. So let's go January 2025s. And the threes are sitting at 1970 to 21, last around $20, right? So if you sell 50 of those at $20 a shot, you'll bring in $100,000. Now you take the $100,000 and buy 100 GameStop deep in the monies. So, okay, well, how did you sell the $3 calls in the first place? Are you writing those against existing deep in the monies you have already? Okay, let's ignore that. Okay, so now you're going to take 100 grand and you want to buy deep in the money GameStop calls, right? The stock's 23.51. If you buy 10s, they're definitely in the hood. They're 11 to 14. 13s are $9.50 to $14. What a spread on those. The 13s are worth $10. So if you can get them for 10 something, or the 15s, they're worth $8.50. They're going $9.50 to $14.25. That's a wide range, isn't it? The 15s are $8.50 to $13. They're $8.50. That's right, 15. So yeah, if you can get $8.50s, you get 15s for $9. Okay, then you can write on those calls. You are correct. So the trick is, how did you sell the first deep in the money calls for all that dough? I'm a little lost here. Spicy is laughing out loud here. BW Patek Philippe Grandmaster Chime is $9 million. Holy crap. I need someone to make $100 million and send me a $9 million watch. It's all relative, you know. Jen, am I wrong? Relative. Am I wrong here? I mean,
am I wrong?
What? How you doing, Jen?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great. Everyone's been wondering about you. Wing Commander, I'm number 166. Nick, what are you cooking over there, Spicy? Azetta State, Patek Philippe. Wow, nice watches. Oh, yes. You don't have to pay millions to get a Patek Philippe. You get Patek Philippe's for under $20,000. Under $50,000. I'm not looking for a $9 million Patek Philippe. I don't know. I wouldn't want to wear it. I'd be terrified to wear a $9 million Patek. I think I'd wear it with a sweater on top of it, and then oven mitts on top of that, and I wouldn't know what time it is. Spicy with the 50 deep in the money I have. So he has 50 deep in the monies. He's thinking I'll sell. I guess you're writing threes. I don't know if you can do that. I really don't. I'm not sure if that'll work, my friend. BW, yeah, I see those spreads on GameStop are a complete joke at times. Close to $2 that ain't fun spreads to mess, especially on rolling. I hear you there, Splair. Good morning, Jen. Spicy. My brain's always thinking, I know it's scary. Splair, I think he wrote $53 calls and is now planning to buy another 100 deep in the money. There you go. Yeah, I don't think this is going to work too well. Something there is not right, and one of the problems is the spreads. They're kind of wacky. How you doing, Jen?
Well, that's the joy of the option chain. Sometimes you got plums, and sometimes you got wacky.
Yeah, sometimes it's wacky. It's kind of goofy and
My
true.
eyes are tired this morning from all the smoke.
Oh yes. BW, yo, Auntie Jen, sobered up and giving the liver a break. Do you remember it all?
Shut up, liver, you're fine.
Yeah, shut up, liver, you're fine. Alex, good morning. Jen, welcome back from Alex.
Good afternoon, Alex.
Good afternoon to Alex, indeed, yes. Yeah, here in Calgary, yesterday morning, a bit of smoke appeared from the forest fires.
Yeah.
And I drove out to get Jen in the country a bit, about an hour and a half from here, and it was lighter. It's clearer there, but coming back in, sucked in, and it's yucky looking.
We got all these bad fires in BC. The wind
Yeah.
comes to us.
Northern Alberta, British
And
Columbia.
then we send it on.
Oh, we pass it on to everyone else. What we need is rain, lots of rain everywhere.
Oh, lots.
Lots of a wide spread of rain not isolated showers. We need rain all over them.
We have a fire in northern BC that's bigger than PEI.
Bigger than our smallest province. Yeah. Yikes.
That they say it's going to burn through the winter.
I think I read early this morning that British Columbia is actively bringing in 1,000 additional firefighters to the province.
We have firefighters from as far away as Australia.
Yeah, worldwide. They're coming in from around the
We
world.
share
Yeah.
the world shares their wildfire fighters.
Mm.
It's a special talent.
Beach Boy says, Auntie Jen wouldn't let you flaunt a Patek Philippe or Rolex watch anyway, Uncle Bruce.
That's
Keep
right.
dreaming.
He's got me on his arm. Why does he need a Patek?
What do you need a
Philippe?
Patek Philippe for? You got her. She'll tell you the time. Honey, what's the time? Shut up. You don't need to know the time. Thank you, honey. That's my Patek Philippe.
It's Miller time. No.
Yeah. What time is it? Miller time. That's what time it is. Shut the hell up and get me a beer. Oh, God. She's back.
Oh, you missed me.
I missed her so much. Oh, no.
I had a lovely time.
Yes, you did.
Got to see lots of fam that you only see maybe once every 2 years.
Yeah, in
of
some
them,
cases, you don't see
because they
them.
don't come to every reunion, of course.
No,
Yeah.
no.
The babies get bigger, and I just look at the toys that these kids have and think, I would have killed for that as a child.
No kidding. Beach Boy, yep. Auntie Jen mic drop is what he's saying here. BW, he wears one around his ankle, and it's an old watchmaker. It's an old watchmaker secret. He has a watch on his ankle.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why they do that clop clop dance, so that they can read the time.
There you go. Boris, don't know about you, but yesterday we had 42 Celsius in the shadow. This global warming is a joke.
Yeah, the
Yo.
temperatures in Europe,
Oh my gosh.
some up to 50.
Was it
That's
Rome
just
111
too hot.
degrees? 111
Yeah.
degrees in the city of Rome in places. Wow.
Saying between 40 and 50 even.
Man, that's
That's an oven.
scary. That's really scary. We have not had that problem here.
No.
It's been
We've
warm.
been in the 30s.
You've been in the
Yeah.
30 Celsius range, but in Calgary, we've been in the high 70s, low 80s. We've been very fortunate. So we have not had a massive out of the way heat
Did you
wave.
show them your arm?
Yes. Well, the other day I
I'm
did.
sure they wondered, what the hell?
Yeah. This is painless. Look, this is not hurt.
I
It
don't
just
know if
looks
that's
awful. It looks terrible. I had a kitchen accident the other day, and I brushed my arm against a hot oven door for a nanosecond. And the good news is that the biggest gash here is it's just scab. It's all going to fall off in the next day or two. It's fine.
It's fine.
Daddy's okay. Yeah, I'm fine. Let's see. Auntie Jen ain't messing around, says Alex. Zeta State. Uncle Bruce, I can see you wearing a Patek Philippe. Boris, Uncle Bruce fought a bear. It just scratched him. Yeah,
That's right. It
It's
was,
just a scratch.
that's right. It was not a
Just a
kitchen
scratch.
accident. I think it was a bear.
It was
Bar.
it was a grizzly. It was me and a grizzly
bear.
fighting over a salmon in the BC wilderness.
In your episode of
I won.
Alone. That's what it's called.
Alone?
Alone. Yeah. Where they drop you into parts unknown and you just have to live longer than the others.
Okay. Beach Boy, one of those ankle bracelets that are connected to an FBI office, maybe? That's a possibility, Uncle Bruce. Why not? Blair, Uncle Bruce, what happened for real? Was Auntie Jen hitting you in the kitchen?
Yeah.
That's right.
Blink twice.
No, Auntie Jen left town, and I had to make dinner on my own, and that's how good I am at
Yeah.
handling kitchen appliances when she isn't here.
Yeah.
That might be
It's
the issue.
called read the instructions.
Read the instructions. Put item on cookie sheet next
Put
time.
item on cookies. Yeah.
Uncle
Yeah.
Bruce is okay. He's fine. He's going to live. It's all good.
Yeah,
Not
I
a
had a
problem.
lovely time, but I'm glad to be back. It's always
Yeah.
nice coming back to your own bed.
Yeah, Auntie Jen had a
Good
good
stuff.
sleep last night, prior to going to bed and then in bed.
Yeah, we had an appetizer.
Yeah, we had an appetizer yesterday. We got home, went into the living room, hit the button on our electronic recliners,
Turned on the football game.
put on the CFL football game, and went. And we were
Oh,
gone.
and last night, the Edmonton Elks set a record in professional sports, not
Professional.
just football, professional
In-
sports.
incredible sportsmanship, incredible display of sportsmanship. The Edmonton, formerly known as the Edmonton Eskimos football team, they're now called the Edmonton Elks. And ever since they've called themselves the Edmonton Elks, they can't win a game.
I think they were still losing when they were.
Yeah, well, ever since they can't lose, they can't win anyway.
2019.
They have now lost 20 straight home games in football. Okay, you only get 9 games a year. That's right, 20 straight home defeats.
And these poor fans, I can't believe that as many show up as they do. These are hardy.
I don't know what the
fans.
attendance was yesterday.
They
but
don't tell.
They don't
don't
mention
tell.
it on the air. But there were a lot of seats watching that game yesterday.
And a lot of them were Hamilton.
And in the third quarter, Edmonton was actually leading by 4 points for about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Then they kicked off the ball.
Hamilton got possession.
The other team ran it back a whole long way.
Yeah.
And 2 plays later, they were in the end zone again. And Edmonton never saw the lead again for the rest of the night. Unbelievable. Yeah. CFL football.
It's
my
gut-wrench
gosh.
time, right?
Lame duck. Microwave? No. Nasner 157 thumbs up. Beach Boy. He's healing. He's healing. Serenity now, Uncle Bruce. Serenity now. Splayer, no matter. No matter if you read the instructions, physics in our life simulator are not always perfect. Maria Powell, 159. Good morning, Auntie Jen from Maria Powell. And JR, good morning, Auntie Jen. We missed you.
Good morning, JR.
See, there we go. Dude face Auntie Jen was out of town, so he must have hit himself. That's what happened. Manager SoFi is dropping. There you go. There might managers expecting SoFi to go way down. Easy. 919 last trade. Touch 913 today.
Out there doing shorts.
He's our wild child out there. He sure is. 919 up 3 cents. There you go. Jen leaves town for a couple of days, and Uncle Bruce hurts himself. He goes to pieces. It's just, cries on air. I'm just tears flowing for days on air.
Your daughter was gone at the same time.
Different
province, different festival.
Everybody was out of town, and it was what was it around here? Really,
it was Stampede.
Quiet.
It was
really quiet around here.
What we like to call the world famous Calgary Stampede.
The world famous Calgary exhibition.
Rodeo.
The world exhibition, the greatest outdoor show on earth.
Greatest outdoor show.
Greatest outdoor show on earth.
The professional rodeos are indoors.
That's true. That's right.
Other in Vegas, they're indoors.
In Vegas, they're indoors and they have higher prize money. Here, it's outdoor. So it's the greatest outdoor show.
We're probably close in prize money.
We're close.
We're pretty close.
They used to have it used to be like a $25,000 first prize for various categories of cowboy stuff. Then they raised it to $50,000. This would have been in the 80s, and then for 10, 12 years, they didn't raise the money.
Yeah.
And then finally, they raised it to 100,000.
100,000.
I think we're now at, but even 100,000 Canadian. You've got cowboys.
You got to be here for 10 days.
Yeah, you got cowboys coming up here, pulling their horses and their trailers, and they got their assistants
and their families.
You got like in some cases a rodeo performer with like 5 employees coming up here to handle all this stuff, and these guys are going to generate. If they win, they get 100,000 Canadian. You come in second,
but they win for day money.
You get 25,000. You come in third, you get 10,000. And day money is $1 or $2 grand a day. These guys don't make money here. They really
the first half make day money.
Yeah. This ain't much of a living. Even the top guys. One injury, you're gone for 6 months, man.
The guys who are making the money are the ones that raise the animals. You got good bull, you can. Yeah, they make a lot of money.
True, you got a good cutting horse, you can make good money with a good cutting horse.
I love.
But in the rodeo is a poor man's. It's a sport done by guys who don't really get millions. I mean, a few.
They do have their sponsors.
One here.
Yeah.
You make a living, but for only a few years, because Budweiser dumps the old guys and gets the new guys.
Most of them are ranchers and farmers.
They have real day jobs. It's entertaining and it's a lot
The
of
Crocs are in the field. They get
masculinity.
to come out and play for a while before they have to get them off
Yeah.
the field.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Anyway,
Yeah.
what can I say? BW says, hope no one is in UNH. Whoa, that's going to be a fun rolling today.
Oh,
Up
it's a good-
7%, $30 plus. I don't know.
Wow, it's
I don't know. I
upside.
have no idea who it is. Splair, well, someone has to say something. So that is definitely don't go in that direction. Splair, he's always that way, and I expect obvious movement. Beach Boy, I remember not reading Uncle Bruce's instructions when those GameStop covered calls were assigned on me at 50 or 60% of the market. Still remember that burning, stinging feeling. Karen D, Uncle Bruce, you need to stop that hitting habit. You got to stop. I got to stop getting into bar fights. That's really what
That
I
is
got.
how it is.
Jen
I thought
leaves.
it was a bear fight.
Jen
It's
leaves
a
town.
bar fight.
Jen leaves town. I go to bars and pick fights with bears. I mean, I got to stop that. I got to learn. You know,
So what it is a vowel problem.
it's a vowel problem.
It's a bar, not a bear.
It's a bar, not a bear. Sell my house fast. I love going to rodeos, much better than football, baseball, hockey, basketball. The people at the
Rodeos are
rodeo don't
great.
tell you that you should live like this or think that.
Yeah.
They just rodeo.
They
You
just
know,
rodeo.
Whatever.
They
You
just do
know.
what they do.
Oh, well,
Those crazy cowboys.
Those crazy
cowgirls.
those crazy socialist cowboys. I gotta tell you, that's that's what they are. Coyote, a $2 donation to Uncle Bruce.
Ooh.
Stock markets with Bruise, Bruise. Stock markets with
That's
Bruise.
very good. I see what you did.
That's very slick, isn't it? Isn't that slick? That's pretty cute.
Bruise.
Yeah. I don't know if you've
Bruises.
you don't I don't know, have you seen this or not? If any of you out there could do me a favor, would you mind hitting the button that makes those things float up on the screen? I want to show Auntie Jen.
You can do that on, yeah.
I don't know if you've seen this, but there's
Well,
the channel.
Okay.
And then from down here, these little hearts and things start drifting up. I don't know if anyone's out there. This is on the delay.
There it
so
goes. There it goes.
is
Yeah,
it? There they go.
yeah,
Yeah,
there
you can
go.
see them there.
See?
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Isn't that
Yeah.
cool? That's kind of cool. Someone was saying, wouldn't it be neat if we could get the knee emoji to be able to do that?
To
I don't
do
know.
that.
I don't know how you do that. I don't
I
know.
think that's definitely a YouTube.
Something
thing.
tells me these are YouTube emojis that
Yeah.
not mine. So that there they go. Look at that. Thank you, everybody.
See?
See, isn't that kind of cool? Here go those. That's kind of cool. Yeah, thank you so
I'll
much.
send you a text and have them spread out all over your screen.
Yeah, well, someone now I remember, I think it was 3 or 4 years ago, I first saw this as a feature on something called Twitch,
Okay.
which is like
live.
a hangout place where people talk to each other.
And wasn't Twitch mostly for gamers to
Yeah,
begin
it
with?
was. Yeah, we were in Creston at the time
Mm-hmm.
when I first was exposed to that.
So they're just liking you. That's what they're doing. They're just liking you.
Yeah, where in Twitch, in order to do that, you had to buy those emojis, and then you were allowed to pop them up. And some of them were fireworks, and
yeah.
they were much more engaging than
Yeah.
just floating up. But I think these here, anyone can just pop these up for nothing.
Yeah.
But
But it's still an engagement for you.
oh yeah, sure it is. I know that on Twitch though, that I had read somewhere, I can't remember where I got this one, but I'd seen a discussion between creators, and a creator would say, "Oh, I love it when those things pop up because that
Yeah.
meant they were making money,
Right.
because the people were buying like 50 of them for $1 or
Yeah.
or getting 200 of them for $5 or something like that."
So they're
And the
using
creator was getting half the dough and Twitch was getting the other half to be the service. And so the creators would say, yeah, well, when the whole page lights up
Yeah.
with 20 people at a time throwing up all of these emojis, they could tell that they were making money. And they might be making like 5 cents a minute,
Yeah. Hey,
which, you can do
It's
that for
an
30
engagement.
minutes. You make a little bit. It's not, you weren't getting rich off of it, but they saw the engagement.
lets them know, because with them, they're not getting conversation like you have.
No. Oh, no.
Especially if they're playing a game, they don't have time.
No, they don't have time. That's true. That's true. United Health is the name of the stock, UNH.
Oh,
It's the drunkest, loudest one at the party today. BW says to Coyote, wow, that's rich. A
It's
Beach
got the
Boy,
lampshade.
Coyote is back. Clay, as a 31-year-old man, the scar I got on my forehead from an injury 2 weeks ago is a consistent reminder my buddy needs to childproof his home. Alex Cody, good to see you, pal. Clay, live reactions. Splair, yeah, it's a stream platform for gamers. Karen, hearts. There we go. Thank you all so much for being part of this. Thank you all for the thumbs ups. We have 165. We're always begging for the 200 level, as Jen knows.
Lovely to see you.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a nice weekend.
There you go. There she's saying hi now.
Go have some coffee.
Yes, have a little bit of the Timmy Hortons decaffeinated coffee, and get those taste buds of yours going again.
That's right. Get a little non-caffeine to perk me up.
There it is. Right on, Auntie Jen.
Monday.
We'll see. Yes, indeed, we will. All righty. Thank you, Auntie Jen, so much. We are alive and well and continuing along our quest for economic greatness. Congratulations, everybody, on your option success. Today is Option Friday. So keep an eye on that and see how it all works out. 9.23 on SoFi, up 6 cents. It's hanging right in there. Thank you all. Splair, I remember Snoop Dogg once forgot to turn on his mic. The chat was full of mic emojis. You didn't turn on your mic. You didn't turn your... We see you, but we don't hear you. Oh, man. Manager, I shorted 1,000 UNH for a $1 scalp. That's what I've done. Giddy up, man. Hope it works out for you. 140 gain on the Dow, 14 on S&P, 82 on NASDAQ now. NASDAQ is now the leader. Interesting. NASDAQ is leading the market higher, up 0.58 of a percentage point. The Dow is only up 0.41. Topped out. We're up 0.3 on an S&P. Oil down 78 cents to 76.11, down a percentage point at the moment on the session. At the moment, there you have it. GameStop down 4 cents. Rocket Lab up 9. SoFi up 11. NVIDIA up $18.50 to $478 a share. Manager, I shorted that UNH at 479.25. Wow, UNH. Let's see if I can punch that up right over here. United Health. There it is. There we go. And it's at 479 right now. And he is short at 479.75. So if it drops another 25, 30 cents, he might be able to pull $1 out of there. Net a buck. $1,000. That's all right. I swear. Yeah, that was gorgeous, but he still wasn't turning it on. By the way, just in case, I'll wish everybody here already a successful and relaxed start to the weekend from Splair in Dortmund. Right on. I found out from my cousin yesterday that he lives in Dortmund as well, and we're going to be going to a football game. We're going to go to see in the stadium. We're going to go and see. I believe it's Dortmund, and is it Dortmund and versus Liverpool? I'm not sure what teams we're going to go and see. Let's see. Sit by side. So he was able to get tickets to the game, and I'm not exactly sure who we're going to see. For some reason, I think we're seeing. I won't guarantee it. I don't know who we're seeing. Let's see. Football in Dortmund is on the weekend. I can get 2 tickets. So here we are. We're going to be at the stadium Friday, September the 1st at 8:30 p.m. So whoever is in town in Dortmund, Friday, September the 1st is who we're going to see. And kind of looking forward to it. Yeah, it should be kind of fun. Does anyone know who Dortmund is playing on September the 1st? Let me know. All right. Thank you very much. I have to get a hold of my cousin and let him know how much I appreciate the fact that he was able to get us tickets for the game. Indeed. Pretty cool stuff, man. Very exciting. All righty. Back to the markets. There we go. We are 7 minutes away from shutting down our day today. We have a 153-point gain on the Dow. A dude is saying, okay, I wrote some SoFi cash secured puts at the manager rate at 152 for $9 strikes. Paul Skitar, just rolled my 7 GameStops to January 2024 for $1 credit. More vacation money for next week in Destin, Florida. 7 calls, dollar credit, $700. Thank you. Splair, I see a match on September 2nd. Boris versus Heidenheim. Alex, it'll be a league match. Uncle Bruce, a fellow Deutsch team. BW, how do you eat a schnitzel while in your seats at a football match in Germany? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know if these are legitimate comments or questions or not. Yeah, like I said, we're looking forward to whatever's going to happen, and I'm going to be exposed to a different culture for a while. Going to be kind of fun. Looking forward to that event. NVIDIA up 1667 today. SoFi up 9. Rocket Lab up 4. What a session today. We have 167 thumbs ups from the greatest YouTubers on the planet. The Knights of Knee would like to say, neat. And I say, yes, thank you all for being here today, helping us out with the thumbs ups today, and being here for the channel and following us. It is so appreciated. I love you guys. Again, trying to get my emojis to work, and they're not working. I don't know if you can see any of my emojis whatsoever. Not quite sure. I think the thumbs up emojis are taking effect. I don't know about the knee emoji effect, if that works or not. I keep getting error messages. So I don't know. Are any of you able to put up emojis? Let me know. Thank you all. And thanks again for being part of the channel. 168 thumbs ups and counting. Fantastic that you're all here. Love you guys. There we go. Right there. Super duper. I think the schnitzel's not affordable for most of the people there, at least when you count in the expenses for beer, says Blair. DH and Karen, they're getting the emojis up for the knee emojis. Blair's getting them to work, so they're working on my viewers part. I was having issues on my end. Looks like mine now are clicking through here. I think knee emojis might be holding. Daniel, I will be there. Right on, Daniel. Right on. B Tizzle, a happy weekend, everybody. Alex, neat. There they come. The knee emojis are working now after all. Alex, neat. Here they go. Thank you for 168 thumbs ups. 32 more if rerunners are out there. Anybody watching on rerun, hit the thumbs up button for us and get us over 200 thumbs ups. We'd love to hit that number every show. Appreciate it. We have U.S. stocks surging to fresh 15-month highs as S&P 500 heads for the best week since March. That's the story, and they're sticking to it right there. Very, very, very good. Alex, thank you. Option Nomads, Chase, Rosita, BW, Dean, thank you, and neat to all of you. Yeah, there was an issue on the chat. My comment had to be rewritten, so there was something going on the logistics. Anyway, I think it's all solved now. We seem to be going through okay. Welcome all to the show, and thank you for being part of the channel all this week. Thank you for those of you who've been picking up classes all this week and letting me know about it. If any of you have link issues, let me know. I'll get you looked after. We'll make sure you get your lessons. Stand by for Monday. Big announcement on Monday. The next class number 16, will be announced, and we will begin to do registrations for that class. We'll tell you the name of the class, the date, all that stuff, and look forward to having you join us. Should be good. Dude, I have been busy. I'm sitting on 7 SoFi cash secured puts, 4 AI Poorman covered calls, 3 GameStop Poorman covered calls. Add that to my 200 AI and my 600 GameStop and my 1100 SoFi. That's a lot of premium I got going on. A way to go, dude. And it's climbing and it's climbing and it's climbing. And, a year ago, what were you doing? A year from now, what will you be doing? And with so many others of you who've been doing pretty well the same thing in your own way, with your own accounts, at your own pace, this is really exciting stuff. I am aware and very cognizant of the fact that I am dealing with viewers here who are building their option writing capabilities and growing how many they're writing and bringing in additional capital. This channel every week brings in additional capital from the week versus the week before. It is a growing channel here with growing option premiums, And it's exciting to see just how far you folks have come in a short period of time. Absolutely thrilling for us. Jen and I we just love it. So proud of you folks. Thank you for being members of the channel, viewers, subscribers, thumbs uppers, class takers, one-on-oneers, and everything else. We really appreciate it. All right, love being with you guys. Thank you for another great, fun week. 172 thumbs ups are now in the house. Thank you. Keep it going. No, don't stop now. Apparently, BW says, Splair, what's a beer run here? Would be $16 for 16 ounce. Or how much is a beer in Dortmund at the soccer game, at the football game? I should call soccer. BW says to dude, that is awesome, man. That is awesome what you're doing over there. Way to go. 361 on Matterport down a nickel, Nvidia up 16, and SoFi's up 4. Rocket Lab down a penny, GameStop down 3, AI down 115. You take the dips, pick up right cash secured puts, let the markets go higher, sell them for a profit, and rinse and repeat on cash secured put strategies. Always available to you. Giddy on up. Tesla up 185, Apple up 45, Google up 164. All right. Thanks again, everybody. Got to go. 173 thumbs ups and counting. Keep them coming in. Thank you so much for that. Have a great weekend, everybody. Give someone you love an extra long hug this weekend. You never know when it's the last time. Thank you all for being part of our channel. As always, we'll see you Monday morning. First thing, Gold Bagel member trade alert, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Make a bunch of dough between now and the close today, and keep us posted on how you're doing. Thank you again, everybody, for popping through here. John Anderson, thank you, my friend, and all BW and Dude, Maria, Splair, Alex, Dean, Chase Rosita, Options Nomads, B Tizzle, Danielle, thank you, Karen, DH Root, of course, Splair, Boris, Pulse Guitar, thank you, Manager, thank you, Karen, Kareem, Clay, Beach Boy, Coyote, thank you, Summer House Fast Upper Marlboro, thank you for being here today, Dude, JR, Maria Powell, Nazareth, Lame Duck. I hope I don't miss anybody. It's impossible. Zeta State. Who else? It's like a memory game. I'm trying to remember who I've already mentioned, who I haven't mentioned. It's unbelievable. Nick Demorier, Wing Commander, Spicy Android. Thank you. Touchgrass. Thank you. Marcus, thank you. Boris, thank you. All of you guys. I can't keep up. Dude Face, thanks, dude, for the donation. Thank you. Boris, no. Thank you, Uncle Bruce. No, Boris, thank you. Thanks, dude. Appreciate that. Watch Money. There you go. Go for a Patek Philippe. JJ, thank you. Nico, thank you. Neat. That's right. Have a great weekend, everybody. And make a ton of money out there. And soon we'll all be wearing Patek Philippe's. Okay. See you Monday, everybody. Bye for now.